Ladies and gentlemen, right now the progressive left is pretty much imploding because they can't even agree on what their anti-Trump narrative should be. Seriously, let me tell you exactly what I mean by that. As you all know, the Democrats absolutely love their illegal immigrants. They open the border wide open for them. However, that being said, right now one of their big talking points is that Elon Musk isn't to be trusted because he's a scary foreigner. And yes, this is both incredibly hypocritical and unbelievably incompetent. What's hilarious is that for the last 4 years, we've all been endlessly lectured by the Democrats that diversity is our greatest strength and that this country was built by immigrants in an effort to gaslight the nation into letting tens of millions of people from the third world into the country. And why did the Democrats do that? I think we all know why. They're trying to import voters. That is the only reason why Democrats are pro-immigrant. But when it comes to immigrants like Elon Musk, yeah, the Democrats start singing a little bit of a different tune. Take a look at this.
Mr. Musk has just been here 22 years, and he's a citizen of 3 countries. I always ask myself the question, with the damage he's doing here, when push comes to shove, which country is he loyalty to? South Africa? Canada? Or the United States? And he's only been a citizen, I'll say again, 22 years.
Folks, that was Democratic House Rep Marcy Kaptur from Ohio saying that Elon Musk just can't be trusted because he's only been an American citizen for 22 years. We just don't know where his loyalties lie. However, all of these people can totally be trusted. Open up the gates, let them all into the country, and if you complain about it, guess what? You are a racist. But okay, folks, guess what? She's not actually the only Democrat that's pushing this narrative. In fact, take a look at what's being said right now on everybody's favorite daytime talk show, The View.
And Elon Musk kisses his butt and strokes his tiny ego or big ego, whatever it is. And he doesn't get to he can take a nap while the guy was not born in this country, who was born under apartheid in South Africa, so has that mentality going on. He was pro-apartheid, as I understand it.
He's a naturalized citizen.
Right.
Now.
He's a naturalized citizen.
Now he's a naturalized citizen.
Oh, really? How did he do that? Did he come over the border legally?
He had an H-1B visa, I believe.
He flew in.
Yeah, he allegedly overstayed that visa.
Yeah, but I think this is just perfectly wonderful for Trump. He can take a nap and let this foreign agent, an enemy of the United States, do his job.
Anybody else?
You hear that? Elon Musk is a foreigner, a foreign agent, an enemy of the United States of America. And then the entire audience erupted into a round of applause. Folks, in less than 3 months, all of these insane progressives have completely flip-flopped on their stance on immigration because guess what? They all have a terminal case of Elon Musk derangement syndrome. Like I said earlier, just a few months ago, all of these Democrats were quite literally cheering on the never-ending waves of illegal immigrants pouring into the country. In fact, not only that, but they were all saying things like, no human is illegal. Everyone is welcome in America. But of course, now that they're confronted with an immigrant that they don't like, they've all adopted an immigration stance that would make Donald Trump himself blush. But okay, folks, what I have to show you next is absolutely hilarious. But before we take a look at that, I want to say real quick that if you enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a lot with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But alright, folks, so guess what? None other than everyone's favorite donut enthusiast, Michael Moore, weighed in on all of this controversy surrounding immigration. Take a look.
The Trump administration has been on a mission to get dangerous illegal criminals out of our country. But progressive filmmaker Michael Moore has quite the hot take. Michael Moore claims that apprehended criminal illegal immigrants, or just those illegal immigrants, could have changed the world. This is what he wrote. Who's really being removed by ICE tonight? The child who would have discovered the cure for cancer in 2046? The 9th grade nerd who should have stopped that asteroid that's going to hit us in 2032? Do we care? Well, the White House got wind of this and fired back. Here's what they said. This is a very good response. Michael Moore is free to visit the quantum computing and particle physics labs that MS-13, TDA, and the cartels are now going to have set up back home in El Salvador, Venezuela, and Mexico. A little tongue-in-cheek there. But then they provided a list of the most heinous crimes committed by some of the apprehended illegal immigrants that Trump wants off of our streets. These include sexual exploitation of a minor, kidnapping, assault, murder, drug trafficking, gang affiliation, and even one known or suspected terrorist.
So folks, Michael Moore isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, is he? According to him, the reason why we should be accepting literally everyone into our country is because they're all future scholars, future scientists, future philosophers, all of them geniuses, really. But you know what? I can't help but wonder, if that's really the case, why haven't they made their own countries as good as ours? You know, I should probably stop myself there before I get into trouble. But so here's the reality, folks. Amongst the progressive left, we have a classic case of Schrodinger's immigrant, if you will. They absolutely love endless, unfettered immigration, but only as long as the immigrants are willing to operate as mindless golems doing the bidding of the progressive left. The second the immigrants wake up and realize just how insane the progressive left truly is, then those very same immigrants are suddenly dangerous foreign agents and enemies of America. And so folks, here's the takeaway. These talking heads on the progressive left are absolutely insane. And you know what? The Trump administration is fully aware of this, which is why they're going to be making some big changes to how future White House press briefings are going to be operating in the future. Take a look at this.
For decades, a group of DC-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States. Not anymore. We are going to give the power back to the people. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility.
So you hear that? What they're doing is breaking up this Washington, D.C. left-wing media cartel and finally letting in some deserving members of the independent media. Because let's be real, pretty much all of these left-wing media outlets aren't even interested in reporting on what's actually happening. No, all they want to do is push their propagandistic narrative, whatever that is. In fact, that's exactly what Caitlin Collins over at CNN tried to do just last night when talking to House Speaker Mike Johnson. Take a look at this.
I challenge you or anybody on your staff, do a word search for Medicaid on the resolution that we passed last night. You will not find it. That is not part of this equation, okay? We're talking about finding efficiencies in every program, but not cutting benefits for people who rightly deserve that. Work requirements for Medicaid. That is something that is public opinion polls almost 90%. You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work. That's what everybody supports. That's what the Republicans are for. And by the way, we find dignity in our work. That's going to be good for everybody.
So folks, this is like week number 4 of the Democrats trying to push this narrative that Trump is cutting people's Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. But we all know why they don't just drop the narrative, regardless of how wrong it is, and it is wrong. It's because they have nothing else to talk about. They know that everyone loves everything President Trump is doing right now. His approval ratings are through the roof, so all they can do is fearmonger and spread lies. But guess what? No one is buying it anymore, and this country is finally getting back on track. But now, folks, I think that's going to be a wrap for this video, so please go down below in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video if you liked it. Like I said earlier, please consider subscribing because it really does help a ton. Thank you all very much for watching, and of course, as always, stay safe.